Hello everyone and welcome back to Technically Unsure, where I'm not really sure what I'm doing technically, but it never stopped me before. Today, I'm very excited, and I don't really get excited this much. Well, that's a lie. Every time I see something new, shiny, technology-related object, I get excited, but the device that I'm going to show you guys is any less exciting. It's very exciting. So I think especially the performance and the price relation is going to be killer, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So today's video, probably I put something related to it already in the title, so you already know, but Minisforum BD795M. So this product, which actually let me show you. This is the shiny new object that I got in my hand that excites me today. And I just remember something. Some of you guys left a comment in some of my videos, actually like 2-3 of my videos, and some of them said, you say bad boy too many times and I couldn't finish the video, so sorry about that. That being said, today we are going to take a look at this motherboard. It literally arrived like 10-15 minutes ago. So this bad boy is actually contains a very powerful CPU and comes with the motherboard, and the whole thing is 479 bucks. Okay, so this bad boy comes with an AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX, which is a mobile CPU. I get it. Laptop CPU, mobile CPU. There's also desktop. It's already, soldered, I guess, to the board. So I don't think you can really replace it. Yeah, so I'm gonna say soldered. So it's in this board, and it's a bundle, right? So you don't pick and choose. That's how it is. A motherboard with the AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX CPU. CPU is actually a Zen 4 Dragon range architecture, and it does have 16 cores, 32 threads, okay? And the TDP is 55 watts, okay? And this bad boy, actually I have one paper here. I'm gonna look at it, but you don't have to look at this. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. So I just chose a couple similar CPUs that are in this range. Like for instance, this one is AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX, the first column, right? And the next one is 7900. The next one is Intel Core i7 13700K, right? You see these, and the prices of each of these, they are all also very close, but you see the score, right? The only one that's beating it is the Ryzen 7950X. So these all are very close, right? You see the score in the bottom, the CPU mark. So this is from PassMark, by the way. So 54K, and you see the other ones, although very close in terms of price, but this one is actually kind of better, right? Also, we'll see in terms of power consumption. As you can see in the TDP, this is the lowest TDP, 55 watts. The rest is 65 watts, 125 watts, and 170 watts, okay? So this is very, very powerful, again, on the paper, but we are going to take a look at it now. And as you can see, also the clock speeds, right? The base is 2.5. I get it. It's lower than the other ones, right? The other ones are 3.7, 3.4, 4.5. Get it? But look at the turbo speed. It goes up to 5.4. And the other ones, the only one that's beating it is the one that is 5.7, which is the Ryzen 9 7950X, okay? Okay, so also, before I forget, in terms of pricing, right? The Ryzen 9 7900 is 420 bucks, just the CPU, remember. And the i7 13700 is also 420 bucks. 7950X, so yeah, that one is actually 570, 600, but also it's beating everyone else. So, you get the idea. You get the idea. So these are very close in terms of price, but remember, this one comes with a motherboard and it is already beating a lot of the similar CPUs, okay? So this one, 479, but just let's do an example, right? If we do a Ryzen 9 7900, plus an AM5 motherboard, it's going to be, 560 bucks, 550, 560, close to 600, in that range, okay? You might find good deals. Okay, let's call it 500. It's gonna be similar to this. But as you can see, the score is higher on this one. And Minisforum is a very, reliable company. They have been around for a long time. So it's also is not one of those no-name Chinese boards, right? So you're getting a decent motherboard with a decent CPU for a very, very fair price. And yeah, I think that should do it for now. Let's open it up and take a look at it. The only thing I just noticed right before starting to record the video, I thought this comes with a cooler, but it doesn't. So you need an LG A1700 CPU cooler, which luckily I have from the previous videos. We are going to reuse one of those. So yeah, LG A1700 cooler, you need it here. And the DDR5, okay, we're gonna talk about the specs. Let me take it out. I just want to show you guys this, and also myself. I want to see it. I haven't seen it. I just talk about it. Let's see what's in there. Okay, so what I'm seeing is what you're gonna get. I received a sample, so there is no difference between this and any other product. So this is antenna stuff. I'm gonna remove the box. Later I might use it as a base for my build, but let's take this out first. Okay, that's pretty. By the way, there's something covering this. Just always remember, you gotta remove this and then apply thermal paste and then put the cooler, which is actually, you know what? Let me show you. This is Johnsbro LJ1700. I used it in many other videos, like that, at least 2-3 other videos. So I cleaned it up, removed the thermal paste, so I can apply the perfect amount of thermal paste to this and then put this on there. We'll do that. Let's move on. So in terms of specs, right? You can put 2 DDR5 RAMs in here, and it supports 2 memory channels and up to 5200 MTS, right? Mega transfer per second, which is typically double the clock speed, which is measured in megahertz, like, right, for DDR RAM. So this is a DDR RAM. And the maximum capacity seems like 96 gigabyte. I don't know where that limitation is coming from, but it's most likely related to the CPU, but don't quote me on that. And it seems like they also ship it already with battery CR2032. Here, obviously, is the 24-pin main power connector. And yeah, here's the CPU 8-pin connector. CPU fan header, case fan headers. There's more headers over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an overkill if I've seen one, but yeah, so okay, I guess we have to hold it this way because this is where you can put a graphics card. By the way, very impressive. This is a PCIe Gen 4 X16, okay? So you can put a very, very decent, graphics card in here. So just so you know, I am probably going to try the same old that I use in many videos, 4070. Maybe I try some other ones as well, but yeah, I will go with the 4070. And what else is there? Front header, audio, sysfins. The front panel is right here. 2 SATA ports. These are SATA 3.0. Okay, 2 SATA ports. Front USB 3.2, AIO pump, CPU fan. We talked about that. Okay, now it's time for here. Here we have basically the, microphone, line out, line in, all that stuff, audio stuff, okay? This is, I love it, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, okay? And these two are USB 2.0s, so 2 USB 2.0 probably for like mouse and keyboard, okay? And these two are USB 3.2 Gen 1, okay? And there is a display port 1.4, and there's HDMI 2.1. And this is a clear CMOS button, basically to reset the BIOS. Okay, that's about it on this side. So there are actually 2 here, and NVMe SSD slots, basically. And there is one over here, which is E-key NVMe SSD. These are X4, Gen 4 X4, okay? And this one, you can use it for, wireless card. So here, this way, sorry. So this way, okay, look at it. You can put it here, E-key. So this is an E-key 2230. You can put one of those wireless cards, and they also give you these if you want. So you can put the connect the antennas and have this sticking out of the case if you want, and then connect antennas to the case if you want to put this in a case, okay? And you have NVMe SSD slots right over there, okay? Which I'm going to benchmark and test and use. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the power supply. Oh, by the way, for power supply, they're recommending a 200 watt plus power supply. Okay, but I already have a 750 that I use for all my YouTube videos, so I'm gonna bring out the same thing, and plus because I want to use a 4070. So keep that in mind. But if you don't want to use the GPU, you can pretty much run this with 200 watt PSU. You know what, now I'm thinking I should give you guys first a kind of benchmark and test and gaming performance with no GPU, because if I put a 4070, that, you know, you get it. I guess you can play a lot of games, but because of 4070, I want to show you guys what you can do with the CPU as is, with this motherboard as is, with nothing else installed. So I'm gonna put an Ubuntu and Windows and NVMe SSDs in here so we can try both, and yeah, we can take it from there. Okay, so hopefully you saw everything in fast forward. I should have everything ready. I actually have a couple of backup DDR5 RAMs. I don't know. Sometimes I do the reviews. I leave the components in those devices. So I just found this for now. All right. If it works, it works. That's why I'm going to switch. So if it explodes, we're going to see it together. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Okay. So far, nothing on the screen. Oh. Hold on. Oh, there you go. Okay, that was fast. Okay, so BIOS version 1, and it is from December 10, I think. It's if it is MMDD or 12th of October. Who knows? So here we have the default string system serial number. And then we scroll down, processor speed 2.5, and you can see the 17945HX with Radeon graphics, okay? And total memory, 32 gigabyte DDR5 and 5200 megahertz. That's what I had, that's what it is in there, and it worked, so we're good. Let's walk through a couple of BIOS settings. TPM is there, so obviously I'm going to boot into Windows. Hopefully that will work. So CPU configuration, these are the settings that you have, both are enabled. And the onboard devices settings, PCIe port, resize bar support, everything is enabled. Okay, so SRIOV, you will need it when you want to do, let's say, Proxmox, and you want to split and like the shared GPUs, you know, other stuff. It's for that mostly. Oh, it says right there, if system has SRIOV capable PCIe device, this option enables disable single root IO virtualization support. Okay, so it's for, let's say, advanced users. If you don't need it, you don't need it. The ACPI settings, wake on LAN, these are the stuff. Hardware monitor, actually I was wondering about that. So CPU temperatures, what? I mean, the fan is working, and to the touch, it looks cool, but well, no idea. That's a little bit high, I think, but let's get into the operating system and we'll know more. But yeah, that looks high. We'll see that. And CPU fan is enabled. Those are the settings. Okay, network stack, AMD PBS and CBS settings are also there. Okay, X16, as we talked about, is this here. And okay, so yeah, that's it. So let's move on to the boot, and yeah, Windows is fine. Put into Windows and see how it works. Let's fast forward here. Oh, by the way, as you can see, power consumption, no, and just two, you know, two NVMe SSDs, one RAM stick, and the rest is Minisforum. And that's the power consumption. Windows, we are logging into Windows and we are at 92 watts-ish, okay? Let's wait for it to settle down and actually get into like idle mode. I just want to see the power consumption. Okay, goes down, okay, okay, that's more like it, okay. Okay, that's more like it. So now, okay, I jinxed it. It keeps going up and down. So anyway, maybe it's checking the, you know, trying to connect to the network and all that stuff. But anyway, you get the idea. 50 watts, 70 watts, 50 watts. It was down to like 20 watts, but you get it. So let's wait for it. Let's see. Okay, so 2.5 gigabit Ethernet is detected, and I got the IP address, and everything is working. I don't want it to be busy installing Windows updates for now. Okay, we're gonna pause on that. I just want to check the hardware monitor and want to see the temperatures here as well when it's logged into Windows, and then try one benchmark, maybe like CPU-Z benchmark. I just want to see how it does. Yeah, okay, that's more acceptable. Let's just say 55C right now. As you can see, we are idle in Windows, 40 watts and 50C for the CPU. Kind of expected. Okay, CPU is even going lower. My room temperature is right now 72 Fahrenheit. So it's not really hot, it's also not chilly. Okay, you get, oh, it's installing drivers. So let's wait for that to finish. Okay, so here's the deal. Give me a couple of minutes, let me install everything, and then we will start doing some benchmarks. Okay, CPU temperatures are going lower too. Okay, so we are back, and I have to say, I am officially impressed. Very, very impressed. And you will be too. Let me show you. So first of all, let's take a look at the CPU-Z score. Okay, so that's a 14,000 score. And I just want to walk you guys love these things, so I just want to show you these, okay? And you see the core speed goes up because I have a game in the background running. I just didn't want you to wait for the loading period, you know, screen and all that. This is the motherboard, the memory, okay? You see the speed, that's correct. SPD, graphics, that's right there, and the benchmark score. And if we go here, you will see that our CPU score is 14,000. And if you compare that to an i9-13900KS, you see the difference, okay? So now tell me you're not impressed. So that CPU, and this is a CPU and the motherboard together for 479, okay? So this is the screenshot, and this is the result of my benchmark. I will show you another one. Here is the PassMark, which is actually, okay, so here is the PassMark score. And for a second, I was worried that like maybe the cooling is not decent enough or something. It's actually not the best cooling, but it is decent enough. It's just enough to do this. As you can see, so we are in the 97th percentile of the similar CPU benchmark scores that everyone else published. And this is exactly, look at this. Well, we are a little bit below, but you see, that's the one, 54,000 we should be getting. I'm getting 53,000, okay? So it's a little bit low, but that's it's acceptable, and that's the CPU score from performance test that I did with the PassMark, okay? And I also want to show you this is exactly, we are limited to the speeds of my NVMe SSD. This is 990 Pro. That's literally, those are the numbers that these guys are advertising. The speeds, okay? So you are limited to your PCIe speeds, and it's also it's a PCIe X4, PCIe 4X4. So that's what you get. And let me show you another one. So I have here Doom Eternal running, right? And if I go to settings, you will see that this is the resolution, 2048 by 1536, triple buffering, okay? And motion blur is high, and everything else is high, and this one is ultra, okay? Shadow called ultra. And if I go to the game, I know it's not the best, but look at this. It's 20 FPS, okay? I know it's not really playable. It's 20 FPS, but we are in ultra on everything, and I don't have any GPU. I'm gonna try this later, but with no GPU, that's what we are getting. And you see the CPU usage and the GPU usage and all that stuff on the top, right? In the top right, top left corner, and FPS is right here on the right corner. So if I go, take it easy, right, a little bit. So let's go with, I guess, overall quality of high, right? I don't know. Let's try this. Maybe it's still not that good. Let's see. Okay, that's still, it's playable. Kinda, not really. It's no. Let's go down. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go to medium. Okay, apply changes. This should be playable, I guess. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's it. What happened? Did I jinx it? It was 50. Okay, but you see, this is a lot more smoother. So you can play. Even the Ultra one, you were kind of able to play. Well, it's not going up much. So 24 FPS. This is a demanding game, and that's what we are getting. Okay, I just wanted to show you with no graphics card, just using the CPU's a GPU, built-in internal GPU, that's what we are getting. And I have to mention one more thing. Let's do this one, which uses the CPU a little bit more. I just want to rerun this so you can see the power consumption. I've seen it. It goes up to like 120, but I just want to show you guys. So if I rerun this, okay, run all CPU tests, okay. Yeah, there you go, 130, okay. So no GPU, 130. That's why they were saying use it with the 200 watt plus. So if you obviously want to use a graphics card with like this, you will need a higher PSU. But if you're not going to use it, 200 watt is much. It's more than enough. I haven't used the SATA ports, but again, that's like, I don't know, give it like 2, 3 watts, 4 watts for that. So yeah, if you use a 200 watt CPU, it's more than enough. I am impressed. And if we go to see the hardware monitor, since I don't care about the score right now, we already did it. I just want to show you guys the temperatures and all that stuff. Yeah, it's kind of running hot, but it is still doing, like, as I said, as you see in there, 97% percentile. So we are fine. Maybe again use something much more efficient and better than this garbage that I have here, obviously, because this is a more powerful. Let me touch it. Then why it's not really hot? The pipes are not hot. Okay, anyway, so you see the score. Okay, it's coming down a little bit, the thermals and also CPU tests. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that's where we are. Windows 11. Everything is working. You see the score. Okay, my CPU score is actually 53,000 now. And I had this one open too, 53,520. So yeah, we are very well within the range of acceptable scores that we are getting. So we're good, we're good. Yeah, I just showed you guys this. You can play decent games on this bad boy. And I showed you a bunch of CPU scores and walk you through a couple of your favorite tools. These tools are the tools you guys are telling me. These are not my favorite, but I usually do my benchmarks in Ubuntu, so which we are going to do now. But you guys say CPU-Z, here you go. You guys say PassMark, here you go, okay? Hopefully these are good enough. In terms of memory, let's do a quick memory test as well, because this is a 5200 RAM and 32 gigabyte. So I just want to make sure that also the RAM is also acceptable range. And I want to show you guys, just in case you're wondering, there is zero those triangle bang things in here. So all the drivers are installed, which is AMD Radeon 610M, which is the built-in one in the CPU. Okay, very impressive, very decent. You can do a lot of things with this, and for home server projects and maybe even running Proxmox with, I guess, Jellyfin. Absolutely, you can do Jellyfin, and I'm sure it will support this CPU. You can do hardware encoding with this Plex. You can do, my favorite ones is image, like a photo, also photo prism for self-hosted photo stuff. You have 2 SATA ports though. I mean, you can put 2 8 terabyte NVMe, 2 8 terabyte SSDs, or if you want to use disk, hard disks, you can put 2, I guess, 26 terabyte, which are out there from Western Digital. You can get kind of decent storage on this as well. The RAM is not really that great, so it's a single RAM, that's why. So if I had used it probably dual channel, dual memory, we might have gotten better score, but that's what we are getting. Okay, I just wanted to show you that as well very quickly. Now what I want to do is I want to reboot into Linux. Okay, let me restart. I want to reboot and go into Linux and do some more benchmarking in there. And let's see what it does with iPerf. I want to test the Ethernet. You guys telling me that iPerf test in Windows is not really that valid, it's not good, so we're gonna do it in Linux. I want to also test the StressNG scores in there. So yeah, give me a couple of minutes, let's boot into Linux. All right, so we are in Ubuntu. As you can see, Ryzen 9 is detected, AMD ATI is detected. Everything is fine. Now, if we want to do a quick, I just want to show you, idle is 30 watts, 25 watts, 27 watts, 30 watts, okay? So if we do a StressNG, Okay, I started the test. As you can see, it goes all the way up to 136 watt, 37. So that's when you're using every single thread on this bad boy. Okay, so let's see what score we're getting. I'm also very excited. I just want to see what we are getting. I'm more familiar in terms of comparing the CPUs to each other with StressNG. Even SBCs, I use the same test, right? So I'm more familiar with it. Okay, let's see. Wow. Okay, that's a 670,000. Okay, that's a very, very impressive score. So that's really nice. That's really nice. So just so you have it here, that's the StressNG score. And I want to test the iPerf 3. Okay, so iPerf 3, that's 2.5 gigabit Ethernet right there for you. Another thing that I want to show you guys is actually a Llama test. So Llama, let's do a test. Llama, run Llama 3.1 latest. So this is kind of actually verbose. So this is kind of light, I guess, for this bad boy, but I'm gonna try. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow, right? That's a very important question. Okay, there you go. So speeds, I think it's gonna come back to like 15, 16 tokens per second. Okay, that's going faster even. Okay, you see power consumption went up to 133. So we are at 100% CPU usage. So 133 is the cap, and we are using every single thread in this computer, and it's fast, So you can run Llama, even bigger Llama models on this bad boy. Wish you guys didn't complain about me saying bad boy, so I don't have to say it all the time. So, all right, let's look at the scores. And I think this is going to come back to more than, yeah, it's going to be maybe 20. Let's see. Wow. Okay. So the 7 tokens per second is the rate, and the whole eval rate for the prompt was 64 tokens per second. It is very impressive, very fast, and it used the whole CPU for this model. So I think we can definitely try a larger model with this. Let me see what we can do. All right, so we are back, and I installed a bunch of models. So these are the couple extra models that I just downloaded. Let's try the DeepSeek one. DeepSeek R1. Let's start with the 14B. Okay, let me ask a specific question. Write a Python code to scrape a web page. Example google.com, and extract all headings, use soap, and output results as JSON. Okay, so we asked the question, which I actually have to run it with verbose, and let's paste this. Let's see how it does. Okay, so as you can see, evaluation rate is 3.7 tokens per second. And as you were seeing, hopefully in this fast forward footage, 133 watts. So we were using 100% of all the CPUs and threads. And here is the result for this model. So the model was DeepSeek R1 14B. So you get the idea, right? I don't need to really run the other ones. You get the benchmark. I did the 14B. It's fine. It's running fine. The other one, 32B, probably going to be much slower and not really efficient. I just don't want to wait all the time for one prompt. You see, it's even loading it takes long time. Okay. Okay, so this is like the half, no, 1/3 of the other one's speed, maybe half, I don't know. It's not a good enough benchmark because there I asked for a Python, here I asked a simple question. But yes, 1.74 tokens per second. And here you can see that same thing, 133 watts. And yeah, I was able to run the DeepSeek R132B on this bad boy as well with no trouble. I mean, it's kind of slow, but it runs fine. Okay, just wanted to show you guys these things. I think we did everything. We tried Windows, we tried some gaming, we did some CPU benchmark, RAM benchmark, disk benchmark. Windows 11 works fine, TPM is fine, Ubuntu works fine. We did Sysbench as well, and the iPerf, that's a 2.5 gigabit. I think I tested every single thing. Hope you guys had fun watching. I definitely had fun playing around this board. This is an absolute killer. So this is this you can just get as a miniitx case, which I actually have one laying around. I will probably turn this into one of my workstations. See, I got this bad boy, which is the ITX C28 from Mechanic Master. So this is a case. You can easily put this bad boy in an ITX case, and this just adding one GPU would do wonders. This is a very powerful system. So let me see what else, if there is anything else. If not, we're gonna wrap the video. Give me a couple of minutes. All right, if you're not sold yet, let me show you one more thing. Look what I did. I put the GPU in there. Okay, this is a 4070, and look at my screen. This is a 172.16.14, and that's the Proxmox that I replaced the NVMe SSD with. Okay, now look at my screen. This is the IP address 14. This is the CPU 7945HX Radeon graphics, right? And look, let's say I want to start an Ubuntu console, right? Let me start it. I just want you to see it in real time. There you go. Okay, so it's not messing around, you know. Let's see if I entered the password correctly. Okay, you see that? Super fast. Okay, and I will show you one more thing. Look what I did. Ubuntu guest. I did a PCIe pass-through right there. Okay, I am passing the 4070 to Ubuntu guest. That is also working. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really loved this motherboard and CPU combo. It is very power efficient. As you can see, this is when its Proxmox is loaded, one container and one Ubuntu virtual machine is running. It is at 43 watts. So, and the GPU is there also. I'm not using the GPU, so obviously that's not doing much. But yeah, if you wanted to use it, it will go up. But I am just impressed. That's all I want to say. I'm really impressed. This is a very powerful board. I tried even Proxmox for you guys in there, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you have any specific questions. I'll try to answer every single question that I receive in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.